Storm clouds still raging here for week number 4 of the MLE broadcast, presented as always by APM Music and Animate J in the booth for the kickoff of Saturday primetime here on MLE Esports GG. Welcome to myself and to my co-caster for this start of tonight. It'll be the one and only Kendo taking over on the co-pilot seat. Kendo, how you feeling, bud?
My friend, I am feeling very good, and I'm glad you asked. Teams that I will not mention here on stream are doing very well, and I am very, very happy to be a part of them. But that's aside the point. We do have some amazing minor league esports action. We are going into week number 5, and with the midseason closely approaching, nipping at our heels, we go to the Academy League. The Rhinos, 3-17, a very rough start going up against the Sharks, who are, I would say, looking at the record across the pitch, they're probably smelling blood in the water.
Especially early in the season, too. 4 series down, 5, the 5th one for each of these ones about to be in the book here. The Rhinos pulling Labby up from the rank up reserve, was playing in Foundation League for the first few weeks, now finds themselves in Academy League and looking to make the difference here against a Sharks team that, for the most part, 500 record, Kendall, just about good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah, and that is a wonderful thing, because you can make the playoffs with under record, but you plenty are improving. As for the Rhinos, this is a must-win circumstance, if you ask me, because you need to get back even, and Labby may be the key to their success, a rapidly growing individual. We are already underway, 10 seconds in here. Labby immediately able to fake one. It's going to be a 2v1 back the other way. Will slow play this up the wall, doesn't get enough of it to put it in a dangerous spot.
Needed a little bit more to that one, but the net open for the Sharks. Carl taps it into the open cage, and it's 1-0 Rhinos.
Carl! That's the right goal. You're supposed to do things that are not right. This is excellent performance here out of the Rhinos early. You want to start out strong, and they are doing exactly that, my friend. You'll love to see it out of the boys in gray, and they will continue to do so. Carl going to take advantage of Introverted really throwing himself at that challenge. Carl might be able to dribble through. He can. 2-0 early.
Great awareness here by Carl. Flicks around that almost a little early, but Knight's a little turned around in net. Carl just keeping control of that, flicks it to the back post, turns the defender inside out. 2 quick goals for the Rhinos here, not really looking on the surface like a team that's been struggling so far in the standings.
There is the quick kickoff here. Labby will get demoed for his effort. Might have been able to control that down, and that another throwing of oneself out of possession or out of 50-50 almost led to another 2v1 back the other way for the Sharks. They definitely need to get their sea legs under them if they have them.
Sea fins?
Something like that. I mean, we won't worry about the semantics too much here, as they are struggling to get through the midfield. Carl going to corral this ball into the corner. Looking for a little bit of a scrum there. He's going to bump Knight out of the way. It will be cleared long. The Rhinos, really good showing here through the first 90 seconds. Haven't seen too much from the Sharks offense, so I take a little bit of hope more than, advantage Rhinos early.
Oh, that one looking good from Labby early on so far. The decision-making and ball placement out of Labby so far, not looking like this is a player that just ranked up a couple of weeks ago. There's a lot of real intelligent, fluid motion to these plays, and aside from that, there is the challenge was a little bit late, already beat to that one. The opening couple of plays really did get set up by Labby's ability to work the ball into the Sharks' corner and put them in tough spots.
I'm just looking at Labby's stats, though. 2.6 goals a game in those first 5 games that he played within the Foundation League. Those are impressive numbers. So this is someone who is accustomed to good offense. And as long as you're playing a good reserved rotation, you're not really taking yourself out of a lot of these plays, you keep good ball presence, it's going to look very good for a perspective. Rank up here. Is Labby going to get this middle for Carl? It'll be played away by Quick Knight. Lives up to the name there. and shells the ball to the corner.
Love the decision by Labby as well. As that scramble developed in front of the Sharks net, just played the ball to the side, didn't rush it, didn't try to make the shot first time, but by waiting, keeping control of that ball, it allowed for a better opportunity to develop on the play as the Sharks tried to scramble and get the ball clear.
Here's Carl in the mid. Will not get through introverted. Labby the quick poke in, and Quick Knight will dispatch it. Well, gets a boomer down the other way. Can he get the follow? No. Will not be able to. I thought they might be able to put that ball in on the initial touch. It was just a little bit high, and no follow means advantage. Rhinos back the other way. Carl able to put one middle, but Labby unable to capitalize upon it. Missed opportunities galore for the Rhinos, and one back the other way for the Sharks. Both teams seem to be stymieing here in the mid.
But Labby's rotations, again, really well positioned here to take apart the Sharks in transition, as their plays are only able to get this ball long, and by the time they get it even to halfway, you can see the tank is empty for the boost. Labby looking for one in front of the net off the pass by Carl, but a good defensive play by the Sharks keep this one clear. They need more than good defensive plays, Kendall. They're still chasing this game. Might be by 3, and it is. Labby at the back post makes it 3.
Initiation, I think, is the word that they really need to add to their vocabulary at this point. You can't just allow Carl to have his way through the corner and up. Even gets a chance to pinch the ball against the backboard to get enough on that for a perfect shot. This is really good for the Rhinos to start, but there is still plenty of time. We have plenty of Rocket League left for the Sharks to really find their fins.
They need to do it a little bit quicker, I think. Here is on board with KJ, watching that Rhinos clear. It goes hard side to side, but no attempt to really grab boost anywhere until that ball goes into the corner. Left not a lot of options for the Sharks on the play. And those are the types of plays you need to adjust as you move into this series further, because those breakdowns where you allow the other team to transition out of their end with ease are really where you start to find yourself under a lot of pressure.
And here's Carl. Manages to beat one, looking for the physical play on Quick Knight as well. That would have been very interesting to see. Doesn't completely execute it, as he'll try to recenter this ball. Carl, chance to control. Slowly brings this into the corner. He's going to bring it up the corner again. Good pass, but JJ introverted will get this away. Sadly, with the time that has been wasted and gone by, game number 1 going to be firmly in the favors of the Rhinos. The Sharks will be searching for solace in game 2.
You know, Carl might be the team leader for the Academy League Rhinos at this point for MVP rating, but hats off to Labby on this one. Just watching Labby's positioning as the support player in this 2v2 rotation has been kind of a masterclass in how to play really well with a conservative mindset and just pick up loose possession. There's not a lot of real throwing, as you said in an earlier call, Kendo, not a lot of throwing oneself into a challenge that's been opening up the Rhinos to being vulnerable in transition. Instead, they're waiting for good possession to come out of the Sharks into the midfield where they've got a good spot to take it over, and they push it back in time and time again.
Yeah, and you love to see that. It's consistent pressure that has the makings of greatness, especially at this level. And I know I know a little bit about winning a championship at this MMR. You might say I've done it before. Just, it's very important for these teams to maintain control. And right now, the Rhinos, they're staying grounded and they are charging forward with solid offense. It's even getting a little sophisticated with those passes in the corner.
There's been a lot of really good connections between the two players on the Rhinos so far. And for the Sharks, I think you and I would both agree it's been disjointed. There hasn't really been that sense of teamwork between the two players. And a lot of that has come down to the fact that when they get possession back, Kendo, they're really struggling to make anything meaningful happen with it.
Well, we are underway in game number 2. We'll see how the Sharks adjust. Of course, if a shark takes a bite out of something, it may lose a tooth or two, but those teeth do grow back. They might need to regrow a whole set here going into game 2, as they bit all air and might have lost or chipped a few on themselves. It is 4 minutes, 35 seconds here on the clock currently, and so far, early pressure for the Sharks. Quick Knight able to push this to the side, into the corner it will go. Introverted, first one there, shot towards the net. It'll be played away high by Carl. Feels backflip man from Labby, though. The introverted touch will go back to the Rhinos, and they'll look to control. Quick Knight bringing this out of his own corner. The delayed touch fooled everybody, I think, as well as introverted back in the net. He does not go for it, and Rhinos will get priority again. They're struggling to get this ball clear, and finally Will with a 2v1 back the other way, but it is immediately picked up by Carl. Can he get a quick exchange? Might be able to. Labby will miss the touch, and it's coming back the other way again.
Might have been looking for the bump, too, with that pathing in front. KJ introverted again. As the Sharks got back possession, was struck looking for a boost. This one against the run of play a bit. Quick Knight will tap one in as the Rhinos fail to rotate properly.
Yeah, this was really nice from KJ introverted. I've been talking about how it just seems like they have been lacking initiation. They made the correction on this play. Introverted gets into the corner. The 50-50 win is pure. The ball is high and very tough to get to for Labby, and you know those backboard plays, those backboard touches can be very intimidating at the academy level.
The part of the problem, I think, for the Rhinos on that play was just the loss of possession by Carl on the initial attempt to break out up that wing. Labby was rotating through. They were very condensed, and when you've got the ball trying to get that one clear, you kind of have to take a bit of responsibility to get that ball out of danger, and unfortunately for the Rhinos on this one, it just didn't quite happen.
Here's Quick Knight looking for another flick up. With a great high lofted touch. Labby, he's slow off the backboard shot on and not able to save it as Quick Knight. Labby is shown up in the Academy League.
First touch a little bit wide, but it left a lot of room for shooting because the Sharks just never closed it down. Quick Knight defaulting to that goal line, letting the shooter take the shot, and it's well placed inside near post. Labby again with a great effort to tie the game.
We continue, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes in, 2 goals so far. Quick Knight looking for a quick one. Missed touch, and Labby falls into that save. Able to keep the ball away for now. A goal line stand for the ages, and the Rhinos still on the back foot. Introverted, extra touch. Will manage to put that through.
Labby on the save, didn't quite really know anything about it. It was put directly in by the Sharks player, but then in the haste to break out, both Rhinos stuck looking for boost. They struggle to get back as the Sharks got full control of that via Quick Knight on the mid boost on that side, kept the play alive. The Rhinos just never recover after that scramble, and they give up another lead.
Well, the Sharks now, they have a dish before them that they'd really like to sink their teeth into. The priority control on the Rhinos at the moment. Carl, it's 50'd by introverted, ball loose in the mid. Who will win the race? Carl does manage to get it up and will manage to secure possession for now. The demo on the back end alleviates a lot of pressure, and we may see a quick exchange back the other way. If Quick Knight can jump on it in time, Carl will get back with the save. Back we go again. Quick Knight. Little mistouch here. Labby has a chance. He'll get this center, but that would be a great ball in threes. Carl's a little too far forward. Quick Knight gonna make him pay back the other way.
It's a good bump as well, too. Recognized where the Rhinos' rotation was. Just scuffs the spoiler on Carl to take away any chance of a quick aerial to keep that ball alive, and chasing it down from the midfield. Knows that there's an open net to shoot at. Is Quick Knight. 3-1 lead now for the Sharks.
Continue forward. Minute 54 left on the clock. Still plenty of time for the Rhinos, but the Sharks have definitely shown up now. You know, the Rhinos would like every win they can possibly get. They're going to have to earn this one in game number 2. Carl, back to the corner. Labby is there. Labby, forced 50-50 with Quick Knight, will be played across, and Carl will pick it up. A loose ball in the mid. Labby's going to flip the wrong way. Introverted with a foot race back into the corner, but will choose to take the boost instead. And that's a decision I feel like is very underrated, but can create a lot of opportunities in twos.
Resource management is such a big deal, especially if you have players that have the type of consistency to control the ball like that. Labby on the breakout, just taps it mid, gets a little bit of help from KJ, who's struggling to get back on this one here. Just, it's a bump, never actually got the touch, and it's right on the nose for Carl, who taps it home. 1-goal game now.
Physical plays are running the day between these two teams. I mean, you might think the Rhinos, this is a animal that likes to charge forward. They like to get in your head, in your face with a horn. Sharks, they're acting a little more like bull sharks right now. They're going for the same exact thing, physicality, and I'm loving every second of it here in twos. Labby gets a bump on Introverted, sends him backwards. Slow play will be fielded well, though, by Quick Knight. 46 seconds to go. 1 goal deficit, and Carl's going to push another one in. All in the middle, picked up by Carl. Rhinos on a firm retreat right now. Good trap there. Quick Knight will manage to pick it up. Labby sends the ball high. Carl with another good pickup. I love the dribbling mentality of both Carl and Labby. They've been able to control a lot of chances. See if Introverted can get by Labby here. Last Mac, it's in the box. Quick Knight shot. Does not get it. It's barring out. It's a lofter in the box. Carl manages to save. 6 seconds left. Labby needs to go the length of the field. Gets into the corner. Can he get under it? It'll be played up. No, it'll go down. The Sharks win game number 2.
It was a great attempt by Labby to get there, but I think as you were praising the mentality of the dribble, I think with the positioning on the Sharks on that last play, the Rhinos missed a big opportunity to really open things up and try for that goal. A quick boomer upfield with both Sharks condensed into that offensive corner of their field against the Rhinos there might have opened things up, forced them to chase back, use what's left of the boost to try and track that ball down and get it back into the Rhinos territory to keep it as far away from their own net as possible. Might have been the ticket for the Rhinos to find that tying goal.
I feel like the ticket for the Sharks, though, in this game number 2 was the fact that they stayed with a lot more of their ball possession. Before, it was all about, okay, yeah, the Rhinos, they're taking a lot of shots. They're staying behind a lot of these balls. They were winning 50-50s more often than not. The Sharks bodied those 50-50s in game number 2. They won, I wouldn't say a majority of them, but they won a respectable amount enough to even the odds. And through that evening of the odds and maintaining presence on the ball, they made the Rhinos retreat. And that is a very gigantic adjustment from games 1 to games 2. We'll see if either team can make the adjustment going into game 3 to really take the priority away from the other.
For the Rhinos, I think this one, just make sure that you get yourself into better spots. Don't let the Sharks catch you in transition. For the Sharks, more of the same. Continue to pressure the Rhinos, because in game 1, where you gave them space, where you gave them the possession of the ball, they made you pay for it.
Well, kickoff in game number 3. We're back to even, both on the scoreboard and on the series. But again, the Rhinos, every game critical when you are currently 4-18 on the season. Definitely on the outside looking in. Major performance here would be, really, it would do them wonders, both for the psych as well as the record books. AJ Introverted gonna put this towards the center. Quick Knight chooses to play it safe here. We'll see if the Rhinos can make them pay. Carl, big 50-50 there with Introverted. As Introverted winning that one out really stopped the quick push back.
It was a good interception as well. I felt that the Rhinos, again, with trying to play that ball across, just ran themselves a little out of options there to make a follow-up play. And with Carl so condensed against Labby here in transition, there's a real danger for the Rhinos to get caught here if they don't get their first touch in a spot that the Sharks are struggling with themselves.
And is minute gone by. Labby looking for an opportunity. Are we going to get a physical play from Carl? He stops right in front of the defender. Labby will get credit, but Carl, the unsung assist.
What a cheeky play by Carl. Knows Labby's got the shot. Just sit there and force the defender to make a decision. It's a brilliant play that forces Quick Knight into a decision. Had the jump right, just feels backflip coming out of the net. The Rhinos really worked that one well to open the scoring.
Here is Labby, ball down, and the Rhinos are quick striking. My goodness, Jay.
Can I just point something out real quick? We're a minute 12 into this game. Labby has 516 score, 2 goals, 3 saves, and 4 shots already.
Mercy. This is a man who is going to be called up and shown up here to the Academy League. Welcome, my friend. Make yourself at home, because you're earning your time on the pitch right now. Carl, this is a 50-50 loss. This might careens right into the box. The danger zone touch. put to the side by Quick Knight. Would have liked a little more accuracy on that.
Well, both Sharks players committing to that too, Kendo, really opening up for the Rhinos to transition, but unfortunately, Labby on the initial play, not enough boost to make anything really happen, and the Rhinos still trying to get this one clear. The Sharks really well positioned to hold it in. It's up high for Quick Knight, won't get the contact, and Carl finally gets it to midfield.
Carl with the challenge here. Labby's going to get by as well. Carl, physical play on Quick Knight does not come. 2v1, Labby. Soft touch. Carl doesn't finish it, but Labby's there. And the Rhinos are up 3.
Watch the patience out of Labby. Knows that you don't need to dive at that right away. The first touch by Quick Knight is so loose, and that's where Labby picks up possession. Carl with the fake as well. Threatening shot off the pass, and Labby just outweights everyone in the box. Hat trick just past 2 minutes now for Labby on the Academy League debut.
Yeah, we haven't even reached halftime. The Rhinos are absolutely on right now. 7 shots. That's what they had in game number 1. And lion's share of them coming out of Labby. Labby showing off in his debut. It is Quick Knight going to get credit for this one. Carl feels backflip on the line.
Labby trying to bring this one out slow, but just dribbles it into trouble. Quick Knight's in a good spot to challenge that. It's towards the goal as Labby gets outside, kind of removing the hitbox from the equation to keep the net safe. Carl doesn't expect it in time. The Feels backflip just adding salt to the wounds. And the Rhinos, after a dominating start to game 3, give up 1 to cut the lead to 2.
Here is Quick Knight. I'm not sure that's the touch, Jay, that you want to be going for at this point in time. I definitely know you want to keep a presence on the ball, but the aerial presence, not really a necessity at the moment for the Sharks. They will recover, though. A bump here on Carl. Labby taking his time, pushing through the side. Corner touch, who does not get it. Double whiff and introverted. Just kind of frozen in the box. Carl's going to take full advantage of that. Just no initiation out of the Sharks.
Well, it's hard to really initiate from net there when you see 2 offensive players circling around it, still with a type of play on the ball. But I'll say that sometimes you just have to disrespect your opponent's ability to make a play, dive in, try and make something happen, because the longer you wait, the longer you give your opposition time to recover and make that play manifest itself.
Here comes Carl off the top rope. He is Carl out of nowhere at this point. He is looking for some very interesting touches. Labby's going to get an open netter, and that's going to come from the back of Carl's assist.
It's a great play by the Rhinos to keep that in. Quick Knight diving into that one, and unfortunately catches the teammate a little bit in that one as well, as the Rhinos continue the charge here in Game 3. Now 5-1 up, an emphatic response to giving up Game 2.
Win on the kickoff will be the Sharks, but they put it immediately into a waiting defender. Labby looking for the physical play down the road. This might lead to an opportunity back the other way, but Labby recovers quickly after not being able to get anyone. 50-50 save as well to clear the ball away. And I just love how the Rhinos are continuing to keep themselves grounded. If there's a missed opportunity, they're undaunted by it. They just keep coming, Jay.
Labby just again waiting at midfield, sees a loose bit of possession. KJ goes back to net. The shot's directly at, but there's really no options for KJ to play that safely away from goal. And from the parking lot at midfield, Labby makes it 6-1. A masterclass performance here so far in Game 3.
Hard to believe this is a young folk that just ranked up out of the Foundation League and now showing off in style. We'll get credit for this one, but really the attempt to save is the only thing that was keeping that ball from going in, and it went in anyway.
100%. That pass is perfectly aimed as well. It's just tipping away from the backboard on the touch by Labby. Knows both players for the Sharks are chasing that one. Carl's in a good spot so that if that does get past both defenders anyway, it's a relatively easy tap in.
There's Labby. Quick play in will be played by Quick Knight, and I mean, I venture, I cannot believe that we are 51 seconds left and we have already taken a trip to South America. Thankfully, Curtis hasn't been in that would be a lot of shine on our faces. You wouldn't need any new lighting for either of your casters there. You know, South America, Curtis, never mind. Good joke. Anyway. Laughing at myself is no pity, Jay. It's 20 seconds left to go. The Rhino.
I mean, sometimes Kendo, you have to laugh at your own jokes because no one else is going to.
Exactly. I know how that. Wait. Anyway, 7 seconds left. This is no laughing matter for the Sharks as the Rhinos have taken a bite out of their game. No, don't do it. Thank you, Introverted. You don't ruin a good thing, Labby. I know you're already up. You want 7 goals of your own. But no, don't do that.
So, I want to get into the stat line for this one, but let's take a quick look at the play that started this monstrous play, or run of play for the Rhinos here, as Carl just goes 6,000 Galaxy Brain IQ, parks the car in front of Quick Knight on the Sharks goal line, and opens the net for Labby to score one of 6 goals on this one here. So let's go into the stat line real quick, Kendo, for Labby on this one. 1,435 score generated, 6 goals, a double hat trick for Labby, 1 assist, 100% goal participation, 6 saves, the double savior, and 11 shots. Those are squishy muffins numbers, my friend.
Yes, they are. And I tell you what, they are inverse Kendo numbers from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You love to see it. Labby put the team on his back and almost Braziled himself there at the tail end of things, but it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to beat a team that is putting almost more than you are shooting in the net. You know, so very, very close count the shots for the Sharks versus the goals for the Rhinos. The Sharks, they're going to have to do a little bit better. It might be time to YOLO tactic it, if you know what I mean, Jay. And that, what I mean by that, just so I can explain it, is you cannot wait anymore. We called it a respect thing. I don't know that it's as much respect as maintaining a presence is slightly more. Oh my, Carl.
First touch by KJ just puts themselves in such a tough spot, and Labby's pressure on that ball doesn't do the Sharks any favors. Quick Knight doing all they can to come across, but Carl just lines the shot up perfectly. It's a great shot, placed top 90, near post, no hope for the Sharks defense, but it's the initial touch of possession that really puts the Sharks under the microscope on that one, and they fail the test.
Well, here's Introverted, long ball back the other way. Labby will get there in time, and the Sharks looking to pick up couple of chances, but the Rhinos defense is stout right now. Carl, all up, it'll be Introverted to play away. Labby corrals the ball in the mid, goes up the wall. Will take his time there. Might have wanted to try a ceiling a touch, or even a wall touch for that matter. Decided against it, and he out a commit anyway, and you'll love to see it, Jay.
Yeah, you love to see it, but this, I think, is where the Sharks need to find their biggest amount of success. Labby's had the skill so far to really put you in tough spots, but Carl, as the support player, I think is the one that's vulnerable, but that one we'll come back to in a second. Labby on the 50 here, just lines it up perfectly. KJ in one spot, Quick Knight diving in as well. The double commit by the Sharks do them no favors, and they chase the game by 2.
You know, this is where if you were casting pro, you'd be like, Mercy Percy. No, this is... Labby is going off right now. Even his 50-50s are dangerous. Case in point, that one took a 747 all the way down the pitch. And once again, the man of the hour in control, coming out of his own zone. Will push it to the corner. Quick Knight will jump on that, but is not able to retain possession. I feel like that's a major, major issue right now. They are just not maintaining possession behind some of these balls.
It was kind of right in the spot that I was saying the Sharks need to improve. After Labby makes the first play, the second follow-up by Carl isn't always the best. It often puts Labby in a tough spot to have to rotate back, and if you don't let Labby get back into these good spots, there's an opportunity to score these goals. But the Sharks, they just don't take advantage of this right now. The Rhinos, even with the demo, able to respawn and clear away with ease.
Here is Introverted, does not get the touch at all, and now it's a 2v1 back the other way. Labby able to get by Quick Knight? No! Quick Knight able to just get a rear fender on it, and They're still in retreat mode. Quick Knight is going to play that up backward. Labby going for it. Introverted just gets it out, and the Sharks can breathe a sigh of relief. But the Rhinos, they continue to charge harder and harder. They just need a touch towards the mid to go. Like, they're missing those touches so often.
Exactly. There was their opportunity as well. They had Carl in full retreat. Labby still not rotated back, and no contact in that corner to put the ball goalward on the 2v1. The Sharks miss a great chance for a scoring opportunity and still sit chasing this game. It'll open up here. 2-on-0 on the net. Introverted to Quick Knight will make it 2-1.
I believe the quote is, "This is a need," and Introverted will finally convert on one of those midfield passes. Dangerous in the box. Quick Knight, snappy to that one, able to put it away. So you got the lead in half. You have just under half a game to go. Plenty of time for the Sharks. And now you've kind of broken the streak that the Rhinos have put on you through game number 3. See if they can ride the momentum, what little of it there is.
It needs to start with possession coming out of their end. At the start of that playoff, the kickoff, KJ had a great chance to try and bring that ball upfield with more control, force a challenge out of Carl, and instead opted for the long ball, played it right into Carl's possession. There's the opportunity, though, as the Rhinos can't get it off the backboard. KJ taps it in to tie the game.
I mean, we were talking about Introverted not being able to convert on some of those midfield passes out of the corner. Quick Knight just gave us a masterclass on how to execute that ball out of the corner. So now, Deuces Wild, 1:50 on the clock. The Sharks are starting to circle the waters. Just don't chum the waters, my chum, because that could be dangerous.
Speaking of dangerous, an attempt by KJ on the physical play. Labby's got the 1v1. Good save by KJ on the retreat. We'll keep this one square for the Sharks. It was a chance that they had. That physical attempt you were talking about, Kendo, left the double commit open. Long downfield. It should be easy for Quick Knight. It isn't. And the Rhinos will say their prayers and walk out of that one unscathed.
They continue to charge on, my friend, and charge on they will. This is a ball in the box. It's wide open. They just need a single touch. I mean, an exchange of sure things and missed opportunities for these two teams, and we have 60 seconds left. I mean, both of them really wishing they had that one back.
Yeah, sometimes the rush of blood to the head is just a little bit too much to keep the controller under, well, control. And as the Sharks reset this one here, I think this is the right idea. Try and reset, but that loss of possession at midfield, that's dangerous now. KJ on the retreat, leaves a shooting lane for Labby, back posted in! Labby makes it 3-2.
You know, this initiation thing that I keep talking about. Introverted already was on the back foot, decides to back up into the box, and did not serve him very well. Labby, it was just an off the backboard and in situation. Great quick execution from the baby Rhino, but a mistouch here might leave the net open for a short period of time. We'll sweep this one away. Now 30 seconds to go, a wide open net. Labby just has to walk it in, and the Rhinos, with 25 seconds left, they may have secured it.
Well, they had a little bit of a scare through the middle part of Game 4 here, Kendo, as the Sharks did things right to bring it back, but then in equal measure started to do things a little bit less correct as they gave the Rhinos opportunities. They didn't take the chances that were given to them, and unfortunately now 20 seconds away from being down in the series 3-1.
Of course, those of you who are not familiar with MLE Esports, they do play all 5 games. So even after this, the Sharks are still going to have one more opportunity to take an extra game. Of course, they do that for league uniformity. You have to make sure that you keep everybody on the same game played. That way we can know who exactly has, best, games played, average goals, et cetera, stat stock.
Stat stonks, yeah. Making sure that every team in the league plays an equal number of games, and it makes it so that games played can be the first tiebreaker instead of series wins, which you and I will both know of over the course of Rocket League's five-plus year history has sometimes come up with some weird mathematical intricacies. But speaking of intricacies, Labby versus KJ Introverted on this one, scorelines 3 goals for Labby, 2 of which came in the bottom half of that game, but 3 saves for KJ. You and I would both think, though, Kendo, that on the balance of having watched the last 5+ minutes of Rocket League, it still felt like the Rhinos were mostly in control of this one.
Yeah, it did. And even when the Sharks had finally gotten a little bit of press on them, the Rhinos stuck with their game. And you love to see that when a team is undaunted by the pressure of an opponent, continue to play their game and remain steadfast, even though they are behind or respectively pressured. It's an amazing thing. This Rhinos team is showing me something right now, a lot more character than, the salaries really kind of imply.
It's funny how salary is a metric to get things balanced from the start in MLE, but once the chips are on the table, the hands are shown, and everyone starts playing Rocket League, it's really about which team understands the meta of MLE a little bit better. It's such a different beast from 2's ranked, because for whatever reason, it's really profitable in this league to be really aggressive and just get good possession like the Sharks do here.
And they need to be aggressive, in my opinion. KJ going to put a very nice one off of the backboard. Takes Labby out in the process. It was a clean 1-2 punch executed well by Quick Knight.
First time we've seen the Sharks lead in quite a while, Kendo.
Absolutely, my friend. And you do love to see it. Team content coming out strong right now. Quick Knight also going to take some initiative into the offensive zone. It's going to be a ball centered for Introverted. Chance in the box. Quick Knight will get another 50-50. It's going to remain somewhat dangerous as it's fielded to the side by Carl. Introverted back pass. There's something we haven't seen yet. This is going to be dropped in the box. Quick Knight loving the back and forth here by the Sharks. They're utilizing everything. Pure 50-50s, back passes. They're just staying with the possession.
There's still one thing that I think the Sharks could be doing a little bit more optimally with their possession. It comes off KJ Introverted, finding boost a little more frequently. As you see, lurking outside the box, low boost numbers, spends all of that just to keep that play alive. Now the Rhinos in transition have the Sharks in a tough spot and are able to pressure them at midfield here while the boost numbers are still low.
Labby looking to take the first possession, does a quick cut. And now it's a 2v1. Labby, can he deliver the ball down for Carl? It'll be played away by Introverted. Quickly back the other way, gets around and cuts that ball well. Labby, though, able to get back in time. And they will try to break this ball out yet again. Carl, a shot on, and it will careen by off of 2 missed touches.
Just in transition again, both Sharks players driving back towards net. Quick Knight makes a turn, but not quick enough, and Carl up to that one, finds the seam between the 2 Sharks players. It'll bounce home and tie the game at 1.
90 seconds gone by, a 1-1 game. Definitely a hotly contested one as this ball in the box. Quick Knight, the conversion, and the Sharks are on top again. Good quick answer.
Good timing, too, is off this kickoff. Carl diving out for that one. That's the keystone, I think, for the Sharks to win this game, is recognizing when Labby's out of position, and Carl's the last option on defense. If they can key off that, if they can put Carl in a tough spot, I think they'll find a little bit more success, because when Labby's been the last player back, it's been lights out.
We continue forward. Labby going to bring this ball up the corner, looking for the wall touch. Does not get it. I definitely think Labby may be one of those players that ranks up twice in one season. If he's able to actually conquer some of that wall game, there's a lot of potential in this young player. There is Introverted. Ball centered. Forced 50-50, and Quick Knight does a really good job of getting this one in the corner. Has a loose ball opportunity. It's going to drop here in the box for Introverted. Both players miss. And it's going to come back the other way again. Labby on the inside, looking at Quick Knight from the out. We'll take it to the corner. Carl is there, but Quick Knight is able to get the initial touch out. The Sharks are circling again. But Carl just able to keep this ball away.
Oh, and then a bump by the Rhinos in their backfield. Here's the opportunity that the Sharks are looking for to stretch the lead. Quick Knight through both players. Back post for KJ. Can't find it, though. The bounce shot just doesn't have the angle to find it through.
Quick transition again. I do love the fact that the Rhinos are trying to take advantage of a little too much commit on the Sharks plays, but the commit is making plays like this one happen.
A great play out of the Sharks, too. The first ball by Quick Knight, putting Carl in a tough spot, and that's, again, what I was talking about that the Sharks just needed to do throughout the course of this series to find a bit more success. Labby rotating back, can't reach that in time, and the Sharks, they'll push this lead out to a 2-goal one.
So 2 minutes left, and the Rhinos desperately wanting a 4th win on this one. That would literally, they've already doubled their wins on the season here in Week 5. Getting one more would put them on a very good trajectory upward here as we reaching the halftime of the season. It will be introverted, a quick ball in, poked away by Carl. Carl has Quick Knight on the back foot. Quick Knight puts it across, Labby shot, scores, and the Rhinos now 1-goal deficit.
The positioning by Labby on this one is perfect. Just waiting to see how this play develops. Reads that play perfectly. Knows Carl is shepherding Quick Knight into that angle to play across the face of goal. Just sits right there, gets the shot right, but it's a big risk because if that shot doesn't come off, if it's a little too hot to handle and it bangs off the post, they're in a tough spot coming back.
Now the Rhinos definitely looking very good, but they are still down by 1. Will they continue to maintain that same style, being undaunted by an opponent who is sticking with the ball very well? Labby feels backflip here. Chance for Introverted to get in. Makes a second touch on this one. Quick Knight and Carl both go up and miss. Labby gets bumped out of the way by Quick Knight, and Carl's going to pick this up in the mid. The 50-50 win brings the ball into the Sharks' corner. 52 seconds left. Carl, a little bit of a back touch. KJ Introverted initiates and scores all the way from the half-court line.
I was thinking to myself, what happened to Labby on this play? And then I realized, dove in at the initial challenge, didn't quite catch it on the replay to see how Carl ended up in front of that one. But the Rhinos just get picked off at midfield here by not being able to pressure that ball effectively in the Shark zone. It's a great clear by KJ from the parking lot to get that lead back up to a 4-2.
Here is Quick Knight. Quick Knight over to Introverted. Introverted, the shot on Labby a little too far, and Carl unable to get it. Looks like this one might be called for.
Good shot placement by KJ on this one here. Recognizes that Labby's in a tough spot, and all that momentum is coming across the goal because of the way KJ is flying at that ball. Rolls the car around, taps it behind the defender, where there's really little chance that they're going to get the save on it, and it's a 3-goal lead.
Well, 3-goal lead, 30 seconds. We've seen stranger things here in the MLE before, and nope, might start right here with Labby.
You know, I've never watched Stranger Things. Just putting that out there. But it's a good wait, again, by Labby. Just waits for the moment when that play develops into the range of control that Labby has. There's 2 players lunging at that, but there really isn't a great chance that they're going to hit that ball. So just wait it out, get the open net goal, pull the team within 2, maybe 1 here as well. Labby through the kickoff, but not quite quick enough to get there as it'll bounce off the post.
Oh, Carl,
slow floater.
What a back touch! KJ Introverted with the save. The save almost outdone by the setup by Carl. Labby not able to get it in. 6 seconds left. Still an opportunity if they can get one in with before the 0 mark. They cannot. And the Sharks will get a little bit of vengeance here at the tail end. They lose the series 3-2, but what a fight here in Game 5.
After the Rhinos put up relatively dominant numbers in 3 and 4, I think this one's an important one for the Sharks to pull back and keep that one close, especially if the Rhinos continue this momentum throughout the rest of the season. This head-to-head matchup, the head-to-head matchup is the first tiebreaker, but again, every game that you can keep close to a rival that you'll be fighting with for possibly a wild card spot come playoff time is just so massive.
Absolutely, my friend. And for the Sharks, they managed to keep themselves possession-wise, positionally behind a lot of these balls, and more often they were getting forward trajectory there in Game 5. They were winning a large amount of the 50-50s as well. The first time they had done that the entire series. So just goes to show you how important it is maintaining presence on your ball possession can be, because it was a stark contrast, games 1 through 4, and then games 5 for the Sharks.
It was a good performance. On paper, it was a close series, but the Rhinos' performances in the middle stanza of this set, I think, Kendo, you and I would agree, there's a lot of upside to this team if they can continue on. I see you're getting ready to start selling out our sponsor, so I'll let you do that before I throw us over to break.
You know, my friend, I would sell that sponsor out right off the bat, but, you know, they've already gotten their screen time for right now. Right now, I want to talk about the controller of Kendo Slice while he is casting. That is the Power A controller. Granted, I mean, this one right here, this is actually an older controller. They now have the Power A enhanced controller. They have so many different products right now. They have one that rivals the Xbox Elite controller that you might want to check out if you're looking for paddles on the back, interchangeability, all sorts of interesting possibilities within the realm of controllers. They're available at www.powera.com. You'll want to check that out. And by the way, enter the raffle, enter the giveaway. Apparently we're giving one away. So what better way than to try out an amazing product than to win it through the stream? I mean, you can't ask for anything better. By the way, Balls Piranha, you know, we drink it. My heart will explode if I have another one right now, Jay. I'm just saying.
All right, well, I'll let you get your heart rate under control as we're going to take a break here. More action on primetime Saturday night on the MLE Network. Stay with us, folks. Master League action coming up next. You don't want to miss it.